I do have a mentor. I do have mentors. It's not like I'm like, oh, no, but it's just that I take pride in that. I take pride. I feel like a man, if you want to call yourself a king, prove it, you know. So I've always been that. In the military, I enlisted at 17 in the Air Force. Um, I was an element leader, like one of the youngest element leaders in basic training, where I was giving direction to guys that were twice my age at an early age. Prior to that, in the shock treatment program, I was a student team leader. I've always fought to be in a position where I had the ability to influence things. Mm-hmm. Except for now, I see the reasons of doing it for good, for good cause. I'm seeing it. Back then, it wasn't necessarily all that.
So you said you've been like that for as long as you can remember. You always had like the busy energy.
Yeah.
I wonder if at times you might kind of overwhelm or overload yourself as a means of coping with something. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that if you can relate?
I don't see. I'm still trying to process that thought. I don't know if I do it for that reason, but I'm conscious of the fact that I might be doing it for that reason. If that makes sense, that's the best. I'm still because I go into these manic episodes. When you're bipolar, you got the manic side and you got the depression side. And to me, the manic side is like my superhuman side. I feel like I get a lot done. I got super energy. Nobody can stop me. I'm ready to rally the troops. Let's go. And on those days, actually, the depression, if processing thoughts, depression is not there on those days. It's just those days tend to come few and far. But those when I can literally feel it now that I'm working on and identifying things, I can feel myself getting ready to shift to the depression side or the manic side. So now when I feel myself getting ready to shift, I do think I'll communicate to my wife first and foremost. My mother, I let people know, hey, I'm not feeling necessarily, because I was prescribed medication. I'm the guy, I talk about it all, but I never took it. I still haven't taken it. I don't plan to, but I have to let people know what's going on with me. I got to call my brothers when I'm feeling down, because if I don't, hey, I don't know. I don't want to go too far down. So I'm just able to identify it. And I think when I feel myself getting ready to shift to the depression side, I'm still trying to hang on to the manic side. And I think that's the part where I'm trying to cope.
As the manic side, where you said where you're most productive, right?
Yeah, I'm hyper creative, which has always been a strong suit of mine.
So you're kind of turning what you're experiencing, you're producing something out of it.
Yeah, I try to take just like everything. Yeah, anything like with the social media stuff, all that. I'm trying to take that pain and turn it into purpose, because I know a bunch of people going through it. I don't want it to mean nothing.
Mm-hmm. That can sometimes be dangerous. We have to be careful when we devote so much of our energy into giving. Do you feel like you spend enough time, like just you in the quiet by yourself during the day?
I'm starting to do that more now. Mm-hmm. Like I'm starting to go on hikes again, starting to work out again on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I'm starting, take my dogs for a walk. Well, really my pit, because my bully, she's too fat. She can't keep up. But like I got the room I'm in now. It's like I call it the media room. I got another TV. I got the game on there. I got my workstation, my music I can create in here. I spend a lot of time in here. Wife come back here, we chill. Like, it's just I just try to create a space. I like how I created a space within my household, because there is an anxiety when I go out.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. Well, just because of the way the world is. Mm-hmm. And I live in Atlanta, and man. An associate of mine, he had the same vehicle as me. Recently, he got killed on the north side.
Mm.
Putting air in his tires. 15 and 16-year-old. Broad daylight. Buddy of mine. That I see once or twice a month. His cousin was killed at Subway because she put too much mayonnaise on a guy's sub. They did a bunch of
You knew somebody related to that.
yeah. Shot her
Wow.
girlfriend in front of their 5-year-old. She lived. So I think about things like that. I try not to watch the news before I go to sleep because I overthink things. I like to dissect and take apart, and you know. So I got to be cautious of that type of stuff, man, because it'll plant thoughts.
What kind of thoughts?
Uh, for me, just thoughts of like, for instance, the thought today, hey man, things are going. It's working out. Look at this, and then I'm like, man, I just hope nothing crazy happens. For no reason. I just got this random thought, like, man, I hope I don't get hit by a car or some random stuff, which might not have been the exact thought, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't stay in that good thought for long. I'll be like, oh man, but what if this happens? And then my mind goes to that.
Was that something you did before incarceration, or is that a result? Like the paranoia?
Um, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if I was like paranoid. Yeah, I think I was maybe because I was the extra safe kid growing up. I would smoke cigarettes, but I make my homeboys hold them. I'd make them stand in front. Not make them, but I'd ask them, "Hey, I give you the money. You go stand in front of the store and ask somebody to buy the 40." So I think I was I was always cautious. When I got in trouble on this prison bid, that was the first time I
Mm-hmm.
ever got in trouble. So maybe I was paranoid. Maybe I was cautious. I don't know. Because the one time I wasn't, that's why I ended up in prison.
And I'm sure being incarcerated for such a long amount of time probably made the
Oh,
paranoia more hypersensitive.
yeah, because now I'm dealing with the thought that I lost 17 years. I gained a lot in the 17 years, but at the same time, nonetheless, I'm getting ready to turn 40.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a physical. I gotta do some tests because I gotta, nothing major, but I'm turning 40. 40-year-old issues, right? And it's just like, dang, I got locked up when I was 19. I missed all my 20s. I didn't come home until I was 36.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have thoughts like that sometimes that make me have the urge to make the best of my time. I want to maximize my time. I don't want to waste my time. I don't know if that's the paranoid thought, but that's the thought that's always going through my head.
What soothes the paranoia? Like when you're having those thoughts, is there anything that soothes it or stops it, or is it just you keep busy?
I got like a group chat or like a video call. I do with two
Mm-hmm.
of my brothers every day. I play video games with one of my brothers. We might be on Messenger or whatever, and we playing
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty. That stuff helps tremendously. I got a cousin. We do music. I'm not trying to be the 40-year-old rapper, but it's just therapy. It's good to get it out. Expression. Just certain things, man. I tell people like when you come home from prison, you under pressure. Like you've been bottled up, and when you come home, you're able to start letting out. You've been thinking about certain things and all that. But if you don't direct that energy the right way, man, you gonna crash out. I've seen a lot of brothers because they didn't take care of themselves. Instead of taking a nap, they was popping pills, and then they OD. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen guys I've seen guys that had an opportunity or people around them that encouraged them to take care of themselves and do certain things they didn't, and it just went left.
Do you ever? I know a lot of times, sometimes when people come home from prison after a long period of time, they struggle with the insecurity that maybe they're not at a certain point in their lives where they'd like to be, or maybe that they lost a lot of time. Do you ever struggle with that insecurity?
I came home, my wife, I credit my wife, she bought a house in May of 2019.
Hmm.
She said, I'm gonna buy the house, and when you come home, take it from there. And that's what we did. I came home like 7 months later or whatever. Um, so I came home to a home. A lot of guys don't do that. I came home to a wife. My wife she's an entrepreneur, she's a hustler, she's a queen, like she's a grown woman, as I say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, my support was different. And I don't want to say I was feeling myself because I was definitely nervous. Like I had to learn how to drive again. I had to learn technology. Like social media didn't exist. I went through to an interview one time and like bombed it. Like I went through all these different experiences, and I don't know, man. I'm you because it's crazy. The questions you asked, I don't mean to go on a tangent, but I remember this one specific time. Um, my wife, I just want to speak again to her. My support was different, so I didn't feel like low self-esteem. I don't think I felt like a lot of the brothers I talked to that go to a halfway house. But because I had what I had, people weren't connecting the dots that I had been locked up for 17 years. They see this guy that I got my license the first day at my mom. They had bought me a car, a van. I got a home. So people are assuming I've been out here and I haven't. I've only been home a month and I'm working and people are talking about what's going on IG. I have no idea what's going on. So that's the type of stuff. Those are the moments where I would feel I was like, damn, I can't really relate. Like I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. But in the other hand, I felt good because I was just living in a dorm with 90 people. And now
Hmm.
I'm in my home, my wife. So
Yeah.
it's kind of it's always ups and down with me. Like even now, even 3 years later, like it's still ups and downs. I have my moments because even now, it's like I've never been on the news. I look up now. I got a camera and a journalist and a whole news station, and they're asking me a bunch of questions. I get nervous. I had to take a deep breath, but I'm gonna step up to the plate though, because I don't know if anybody else gonna get that chance. So I better not fumble that, But I don't know.
With you grinding as hard as you grind and you guys constantly being on the go and you constantly reaching for higher heights, so to speak, is there something you feel like you're missing?
Mm,
Whether it be externally or internally, like do you feel like there's anything? Is there something that when you reach something, do you feel like you constantly need more?
like as far as you mean, like internally, or you mean like outward
Yeah.
goals? I mean,
Internally.
so internally, I want to find true peace. I just want to. I know I'm not there yet. I know I still got work to do. I know, and I just want to get to that place where it's
What
a
does
little
true
bit.
peace look like for you?
I mean, for me, 4 days out the week, I'm not waking up feeling down. I'll take 4 days out the week. I don't need seven. I'll take seven now. I'd love a 7 days out the week, but just let's start with 4. Let's get the majority day. Let's get then work the 5. Just being, I guess, having the meter more turned to the good feelings the majority of the month, if that makes sense.
What things do you feel like will could be added or develop in your life that would get you to that point? Like what things would bring you enough joy to where you didn't feel like that? Like what
Um,
would be enough to make it feel better?
I don't know. I think I'm getting that now. I think
Okay.
one of the things that battled me up until recently, and I shared that with my brother Ambo, I think, was the miscarriages and the fact we're older. We're not too old. Shoot, I got a buddy of mine. Him and his wife had their first child at 41, and now they got 3, 1, 2, and 3 years old. They live right down the street. Um, but even with that, when we spoke about the childhood, I was adopted, and it was always a plan of ours, anyways. And I look at it different. My mother's man, shit, that's my heart right there. And we always have a heart for kids, and we kind of made peace with whatever happens. We know we got options. We still praying for the best, hoping whatever word for the best. But we found peace in that, which helped me. Um, Other things I think that are helping me is, like I said, identifying what I feel like is my core, and then identifying who's who in my core. That's helping because I'm not wasting a lot of energy with people that really don't care about their own life, let alone mine. To just be honest. Um, and the boundary thing, man, and then the marriage thing, man, that helps because that's my other half. So things are moving. I told my wife 2 days ago, I think maybe it was yesterday. I said this is the first day in a long time I haven't been dealing with that thought. I'm not tired. I said I'm not as tired anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just didn't want to say it too early because you're like, is it gonna creep back up? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so far, I mean, I'm tired, but not tired like that. Now I'm just like, I'm ready to take a nap. But I'm excited. I'm seeing things. I'm listening to students say they never had dreams before. That'll shift your perspective and get you out your bag when you're looking at young ladies as young as 17 that might not necessarily have fathers and stuff like that. When I go to
Touch on that for a second.
huh?
How does that weigh in on your mental health as far as having to balance other people's lives that you're not responsible for, but in a sense you kind of are because they are learning from you? How is that weighing on you?
A lot of my work as principal is the people work, personnel, right? Making sure everybody's good, checking on people, having conversations. But a lot of times people don't have anybody checking on them. And I'm the type of principal when I walk into the school, I don't go to my office. I got my bag. I don't stop nowhere. I go straight in. Everybody I see, I dap up, look you in your eye. I go through all my classrooms and I'm check. Hey, you good? Da, da, da. I acknowledge you. And then throughout my day, I make it a habit um, of paying attention. You should pay attention as a principal, as a leader. You should know when somebody might be feeling down, and you might want to check on them. And I think that's why we're successful. My wife, she had a heck of a dream, and we were able to manifest it. And she reflects me. We care about people, and people are catching on to that. It is tiring. You sometimes give resources you don't have. Um, but for me, I classify myself as a freedom fighter, an advocate, or whatever it is, and it's not just about the incarcerated. It's about, for me, any person, that's disenfranchised or can see that can benefit from opportunity. So you just when I started to shift into the true perspective of understanding that I had influence out here too, with these younger people and now being invited different places to speak and help train people that have been in their professions for years, my shoulders get a little bit higher. I'm getting ready. I feel like I'm getting ready to put a suit on. And my perspective is shifted because I see opportunities. I know that there's opportunities for the people that I care about. There's stuff that's bubbling right now that I haven't been able to tell anybody about other than my wife. And I just know that this is the time to go. And I'm recharged now. I got people around me, um, and I'm hearing and I'm seeing things, and it's just help. It's showing me that it's all worth it at the end of the day.
If you didn't have those things in your life, do you feel like you would be able to find your way back to this peace that you're experiencing?
As far as like the support and everything,
The support, like your
no.
accomplishments, having the school, things come into was nowhere close to an end, but things are, coming together for you guys.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I would survive, but I would never be able to look at myself the same if I fought to get to a place and I lost it. Like in the most respectful way, and I don't know if that, it's just how it's just. I fight hard for the things that I acquire. The people that I love fight hard for the things they acquire. And for me, like if I took such a step back that I was, um, you know, I'm getting ready to purchase my second home, but if I took such a step back that I was living in an apartment off Terra Boulevard, that would hurt me. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I know my value, and I think when people know their value, they fight for better. And then it's like when I got knowledge of self. My brother, started teaching knowledge of self. Once you know something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to unknow it. And a lot of us, we still see ceilings. But when you get to certain levels, you start realizing that there's no ceiling, and you start seeing things. And you're like, yo, I want to keep going. So yeah, I think performance is a part of my identity. I think it always has been. Um, I want to get to the place where I don't necessarily care about that though. But
Mm.
right, but at the same
Like what
time,
makes life life?
right, but at the same time, somebody out my family got to be the guy that if the car break down, you can just send me the invoice because it's 1240. And you can't afford it because if you do that, you can't feed your kids. Somebody got to be able to do that. And once I do that, for me, that's my goal, to be able to be the problem solver for the people that I care about. Then I feel like I can go into autopilot. I really do. Because then I'm just gonna chill and get into real estate and travel with the wife, and just that's it. But I got a goal. I feel like I don't know. I feel like everybody that I'm connected to can do it, but you can't miss your opportunity. You can't miss an opportunity because you don't know who's gonna get it and when it's gonna come for the next person. You know,
Mm.
and I just feel like once I get there, we got a real chance at it. And once I get there, then I can chill. I get my brother home, I can really chill. I don't know which one happens first, but it is what it is. I'm trying to. I
Mm.
want to. I want to just be a beach bum, or I'm getting a house by the lake for the wife. I'm the nature guy. I'd like to be, yeah, out in the nature for months. I told her last night, and it's realistic. If you keep grinding for anybody, like if we keep moving the way that we are, we can take 6 months off. A few years from now, not too. It's just knowing that maybe not then, but it's just knowing that it's right there, and I think I'm in that pursuit of that now. Because for the longest, I dreamed of it, talked about it, talked everybody's heads off. I'm gonna be great when I go home. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna do this. I don't know what I've said to people, but I got the opportunity, so I'm just grinding.
Mm. Your homework is to find things that you think would help you discover who life is without all of that.
Whew. Somebody asked me that question. I mean, I feel like I know the core of me.
Mm-hmm.
The core of me is Vin Diesel family. I'm Vin Diesel, man. I'm just that's the core of me, man. Like I'm fighting not just for me. I'm not selfish, if people pay attention, I try to include everybody. Like I'm just big on family. I'm old school. Um, the core, that's really it. The core of me is my family, my dogs, a lake, maybe a nice swinging seat on the porch with the wife.
Period.
Um, that's the core of me. I ride in the car. I don't need the music on. I ride in the car for hours at a time in the truck, just me in silence. I can't wait till I can get to that. It's just right now I'm just in a place where I do a lot of talking, but it's helping. I feel that it's helping. Hope that it's helping. So yeah. But the
What do you
core,
feel like you're so you said you feel like when you have the house and things, so do you feel like you'll ever get to not contentment, satisfaction? Like true satisfaction. And that doesn't always have to mean the stopping the grind or retiring or kicking
yeah,
the
yeah,
but like intrinsic satisfaction.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that. I'm not saying I'm on these guys' levels. Well, I
Mm.
mean, no, we all men. We all breathe the same air. Leaders, men, women. But I feel like anybody you see that's succeeding on a high level, I feel like a Jeff Bezos or 50 Cent, I feel like their brains are always working. I don't feel like they've ever settled. Maybe they have, but I feel like there's certain types of men and women that they're going to continue to succeed or continue to strive to succeed and reach new levels. I just feel like though there's always going to be people that continue to innovate, continue to teach. I don't think that part of me is ever going to shut down.
Right.
I think I think it is what it is. I think for me it's just settling into the thought because I thought I was going to come home and hide and just I don't know, but I didn't get to hide.
You didn't get to hide. What does that mean?
Um, I got on the internet trying to help my brother. We got the signature. We got like 188,000 signatures off his story, and then I had to get on the internet every day, prior to and just trying to keep people engaged. And then it turned into advocacy work because other families started reaching out. They wanted to be interviewed, and then they wanted assistance or guidance, and that continues to this day. Um, and that happened within months. I came home. I was kind of pissed off because a lot of people was, hey, I want my brother home, bring Poetic home, and I felt like nobody had did anything. And I had told him when I came home I was going to do something, and I did that, and not definitely nothing towards him, but the internet stuff is crazy. And then, like I said, it just stemmed into other stuff, but it was good at the same time because it helped people and it was beneficial and we were able to talk about relationships and other things, but it was just like right away. And that was called the real prison talk. And then I got overwhelmed with that, quit that, and shut it down.
Do you ever encounter that like internal conflict between a moment where you have an opportunity to help people versus resting?
Versus resting. Well, if I present day, if I feel like I'm wasting my time, I'm simply not gonna help.
So
I'm
you
just simply
establish those boundaries already.
yeah. But if I don't know an individual, I mean, there's certain things, right? Like obviously, if it's a student or somebody, I'm always gonna make myself for the most part accessible. Even with that, there's some boundaries. But certain people, I'm not gonna waste my time. You call me and you want to talk about what happened down the street or what's going on Shade Room, Money Bag, yo. Hey, I like his music, but I ain't trying to talk about that. I got to figure out payroll and insurance and whatever else. And then it's just I don't know. I try not to waste my time, and a lot of people will waste your time. They're bored, they want entertainment, or they just want conversation that they're never going to apply. And I'm just really to the place now that I know my time has to be directed because I'm pulled right now between at least 3 different places on a day-to-day basis. Outside of my household, which would be the fourth or should be the first. And then my mother's down here, so that's the fifth separate household, and I had a lot of stuff going on, so I don't have time to waste.
As exhausting as your schedule always sounds, like every time I talk to you, it's like he's moving again, he's moving again, he's moving again, he's got. And it's funny because I see that a lot in myself and the people around me as well. Like
Yeah,
when you feel like you surround yourself with like-minded people,
yeah. Everybody,
like-minded people.
the majority, not all of us, but the majority of people I talk to, like well, the everybody I talk to about business and stuff, we all the same. We
Yeah.
don't sit down. We don't
Don't
sit.
know how to listen to yourself.
We sit
Yeah.
down. We sit down when we go to the hospital or the doctor. Oh, me too. Hello. But it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But we're not the only. You know, I'm not. I know I'm not the only. There's so many people like me.
Hmm.
We don't know. We don't. We're not taking care of ourselves. I got a homeboy that will send me notes like or a text like, "Did you eat? What'd you eat today?"
Hmm.
And not because I don't know how to take, but it's just because I just told you how my day was yesterday. Like I'm up and I'm
Yes.
going, and then I think I'm gonna come home at 1, and then I gotta go to school, and I'm there till 10. So stuff like that.
The last thing I want to hit on is that feeling of tiredness that you said you're just feeling tired. It's something you can tell when it's coming back, and you can calm it for a certain amount of time. What is that feeling?
Um, it's a looming feeling. It's feeling the weight come back. It's feeling myself becoming too serious. It's losing patience, and I can feel the slide. I can feel it. So before I wouldn't communicate that, you know. Now I'm different. Now I communicate that. But more importantly, I'm proactive. I try to do things that work. I try to, if it works, I try to keep that going instead of waiting until something hits the fan, if that makes sense. Right. And my approach is that way now, being proactive instead of hitting the wall, messing up or whatever it is, and then trying to fix it. And it's been, every day isn't perfect. I still got my moments, but it's not like it was before. Um, I think I'm finding a way to decompress within the pressure. Because ironically enough, I probably got more pressure than I have the entire time I've been home right now as we speak. But I got a core. I got safety. I got certain things in place now that I didn't have before.
Do you feel like that has any effect on um, just the therapy, the medication, and just all of those things? Do they have an effect on your masculinity?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to be part of the reason I don't take the medicine. I don't want to be the husband that takes meds.
Mhm.
It was already a thing for me to, come home and tell my wife, hey, this is what I was diagnosed with. Especially because a lot of us don't look at mental illness as a real thing, you know. Um, and I want to be. It's not that I ever. When you hear me talk about mental illness, it's not like I'm claiming it, and it's not like I said I'm talking about it like I want to keep it forever. But the reality of the situation is, some of us never overcome what we deal with. We just learn coping skills and we put tools in place. And I think that part of learning to be transparent. And when I got on the internet, um, I know people were looking at me like I was crazy initially when I was doing mental health stuff and talking about being depressed. But that was just me finally saying I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah, like, okay, you can be this guy on the prison yard, you can be in front of 100 people talking about this, but are you going to really show, people it's all right to be you? And then what we seen from that was there's thousands, if not millions, of people that are going through the same, if not worse. You-
Mm,
So, yeah.
that was dope. You go a long way, like in a short amount of time.
Hey, part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 coming soon.
Period.
Was that it? That was heavy.
How do you feel?
I feel like that was a lot. I was thinking about I know some points I was like, but it was because certain questions, it was like all of a sudden it was like 100 thoughts came, not 100, but some thoughts that I
Mhm.
wasn't thinking about before. And my attention started to go. I was like, damn, I didn't think about that before, stuff like that.
That's
So
good.
yeah. But
That's
yeah,
good. Do you journal?
no, I need to.
You need
I
to
don't
journal.
yeah, I need to. I bought April a journal. She journals every night.
Really?
I bought her a journal, but I should probably get a journal too. I
Make it
do.
an intimacy thing. You guys can do it together.
My journal is actually my TikTok.
Hmm.
Like 96% of the stuff on the TikTok is my day to day thoughts. 4% of it is thoughts of my family, loved ones,
Mm.
conversations, stuff they're going through. I don't know if it's 4%, but there's a percentage of their stuff too. I don't know if they ever catch on to it. They might. They're gonna have to sue me. No, it's playing. But
What do
no,
you say to a person who's struggling with these kinds of things or tiredness?
um man, I talk to people every day, and every day people talk to me, and we just tell each
Mhm.
other it's okay. First thing, I feel like you need to understand it's
Right.
okay, and that you're not on an island, and you're not the only person that feels that way,
Absolutely.
right? And then when you do that, then you can talk about it, and then you start seeing there's a whole bunch of other people that feel the same way, and a lot of them are in your family, a lot of them are your friends. I've
Mhm.
got people that are close to me that have expressed certain thoughts and feelings and stuff, based on the fact they see me out here, um, being transparent. But I just tell people it's okay, um, but be verbal, be vocal, get away from people that don't really care about you and that aren't going to
Mhm.
protect you. Because if you're battling with certain things, you need people around you that might be able to pick up on what you're going through in case you're not
Mhm.
verbalizing it. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and it's okay. I don't like. There's a million, like, for anybody that wants to be a boss or is like or whatever. Like, it's okay. There's a million CEOs, bosses, therapists. Everybody goes to therapy. Everybody's got some. Not everybody, but a lot of people are dealing with a lot of stuff. So I
Mhm.
think for me, a lot of my conversations just normalizing mental illness. That's why I never wanted to be the guy that's like, hey, mental illness, because it used to annoy me when I used to hear those people. I used to run from those programs in prison and stuff like that. But now I do it because I want to normalize it. I want to humanize it. I want people to know it's okay. But you got to be vocal. And I want people on the
Mhm.
outside of the thing to know this: suicide is not attached to what a person has. I just want to spell that. Like, I hope you guys are catching on. You seen DJ Twitch, Ellen's DJ. That man looked like he was the happiest man in the world.
Mhm.
Anthony Bourdain. I was just watching someone. Like, these are people that had a lot traveling the world and lived experiences a lot of us haven't. And they still made a decision to do what they did. But hopefully, if you've been connected to somebody that may have taken their life, man, hopefully you've forgiven them, because I can almost assure you it wasn't a personal thing. I've talked to suicide survivors. Uh-oh. Broke down. It's okay, y'all.
I'm so proud of you.
Nah, there's a lot of people fighting, man. And there's a lot of behind the scene work, man. I talk to people, I've shown people messages. Not that I'm putting people's business out there, but taught kids from gangs. We check in with people on some other stuff. Like, it's just a lot. Ambo crazy talking about we live. She got me. She got me an hour and 22 minutes in. No, I care about, what it is, man.
Mm.
I care about the people that are considered rejects. I care about the people that
Mm.
people are giving up on, and I know their pain. For as much as you might see me in a certain light, man, just know I get you, and just keep going. And that's it. That's my message to them.
That's
You,
so beautiful.
you done
I'm
got me.
so proud of you.
Jesus.
Thank you for sharing.
That was crazy.
Thank you for sharing. People need to share. Share, share, share.
Yeah, that was a good question. That was a great question.
Period.
That's it.
That's all. You've done great.
Oh man, that was heavy. Woo! That was good. I want to say this to you. Thank you. Uh, I don't know if I ever did it. I want to give you your roses right now. I told you, you my little sister. Um, you got something good. I'm excited. I said at the top of the hour, I'm excited when you do start telling people more about hood therapy. But spoiler alert is for us. It's
Period.
good. Yeah, it's good. Um, Follow her on her IG. Go ahead and start. She just got that up. Get that support over there at Hood Therapy with the triple Y on the end. And yeah, let's start connecting. It's okay to be transparent. If you have been locked up, impacted by incarceration, you like to get your mind picked apart by the hood therapist up here, and maybe myself, then hey, let us know. You can message, you can hit the email at clwillers@gmail.com. Actually, I need to put one up for the 100 TV. Or you can follow over at IG and message me over there at IG, which is probably a little bit better. Other than that, man, again, thank you to you. Hood therapy is going to be amazing. You're amazing. If you don't know, she's only 25.
25.
I be butchering people's ages, but that's when I remember. I'm grateful for that. But she's only 25. And shout out to those that are younger. We got to start, man. Old heads, man. Start paying attention to those that are a little bit younger. That don't mean that they're not wise. And that's a jewel for the day. Matter of fact, I'm gonna end it right there. I'm about to click off.
Period.
About to click off right now. You done had me tear up, cry, all that. Peace, love, and positive blessings, man, to each and every one of you. Thank you for spending time up here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell and buzz it so every time you know when we're going live at 6 p.m. every Thursday. Thank you for all the short content followers. Every video we're putting up here is doing thousands of views with the short content. Trying to get the podcast, all that stuff up there as well, which we know is coming. And shout out, we had road to 1K. We almost there. I think we like at 837 or something like that on YouTube.
What?
So yeah. Shout out to the TikTok family. Man, the school started going viral on TikTok. So the story's out there in the news. The name of the school is Lasting Layers of Beauty Institute. The TikTok page is going viral right now. So I'm excited for the school and the students. Yeah, they're amazing. And that's it, man. That's it. Peace, love, and positive blessings. You got a final word for anybody? I feel like you should have the final note and takeaway for the day.
Talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Like I've said, it's okay.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff's happening. I feel like we should just leave it where the energy is.
Yeah. You find real people when you're transparent. You find the real and you find the fake when you're transparent. You got to live with that. But when you find the real, it's most peace. Yeah. That's it.
Most peace.
All right. I'm gone, man. Free Jefferson Ellie. Free Master C, aka Constant Courage. Free my brother RZA RZA. Second Chance Law, y'all. Lobby Day, January 17th. Follow Sisters in Prison Reform on IG or Twitter if you want to know more about that event, how you can support the Law General Assembly 2023. And please support. I just want to say that it's coming up. If you're connected to the Commonwealth of Virginia, you've got a loved one that's incarcerated, especially if they've done more than 15 years. Even if they haven't, you should be pushing for laws like this because it'll open the door for laws that are just the same or similar or that will also help other people. You can get involved by sending emails, phone calls, etc. If you can't follow their page, you can follow me on IG and I can get you the information that's needed. And I can also get you a print up of the law and everything else if you'd like. And I think that's it. I wanted to add that there and I'm gone. That's it. I'm no longer crying. I'm done crying. I'm gone. Peace.
Peace.